Hi everyone, I am going to react to 風が強く吹いている Run with the Wind, episode 8. And last episode, the track meet happened. And only Haiji and Kurahara made it. And then we met Fujioka. Yeah. And Manas. Manas was a black dude that ran all the way up to the front, like very early on in the race. But then Fujioka won, and then he asked Kurahara to take care of Haiji and to lead their team to the Hakone Kiden. And then by the end there, Kurahara was like feeling frustrated and just like started running away from them. So that's what happened. And before we get into this episode, if you guys like my reactions, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. So he ran on the way home. Okay. Oh, the bus is already. Oh, yeah, they have a bus. Man, they're already home. Excuse me. That's so true.
周り誰も走ってねえから独走状態。そんなことは素晴らしいですね。デビュー戦でいきなり3着。レースの
Oh, so he did finish third. Okay.
声をたくさん聞きましたよ。
I thought I saw the people pass him. I thought that doesn't make sense.
お疲れ様。
Is it bad that I'm thinking that I hope that they don't change this intro like midway through? Because I love it so much, especially the outro. I cannot listen to the outro until the end, man. Like, every time it starts, I have to let it play all the way to the end.
みんなはどう思った？コメントしづれってさ。思うようにはいかないものですね。もう出せてねえんだから惨敗だよ。かけるとハイジはいけてんじゃねえの？そこは数に入れなくていいだろう。むしろ違いが実感できたことが大きな成果だと思う。こんな感じで。間に合うんですか？こんな感じで。もちろんだ。明日から新しい練習メニューを組み込んで距離もスピードも上げていく。いいんじゃねえの？さすがに明日は。長距離こそ毎日の積み重ねがものを言う競技だ。
What manga is he reading? Is the girl playing volleyball?
今からって。俺酒飲んじゃったわ。出るんですよね、箱根。おいおい、どうしたどうした。
Fujioka.
失敗しなくても僕は反省会のつもりだったんだけど。俺も。いや飲みすぎ。必要だと思うぜ。こういう時間も。のデニムはよく水を吸うからね。ふざけんなって。
Dangerous character.
まあ、わからんでもねえよ、お前の気持ち。でもあいつらの気持ちもな。すげえよ。藤岡と勝負できるなんて。とんでもねえやつだったんだな。全然。ああ、かける。俺はどうすりゃいい？参ったよ、重くて。肉を削るか骨を削るか。俺の体は長距離には向かない。毎日走ってもしばらく休んでたキングといい勝負だぞ。高校の時にな、監督に言われたよ。恨んじゃいねえよ。むしろすっきりしたもんだ、その時は。
Who's walking behind? Who's listening?
やめられないってことですよね。
そう。Yuki.
スタートする瞬間の感覚。もう味わえねえと思ってたからさ。なら続けるべきです。かけるは先に行ってしまいました。ニコちゃん先輩もさっき朝は自分のペースで調整したいって。はあ？
No, he didn't. Aww.
うるせえな。気持ち悪いだろ、これが言ってるみたいで。
だって足が俺お尻つっちゃわなくて。
What is Prince doing on the computer?
いいかな。そうしよう。
お前ら昨日もそう言ってなかったが。
出た。お
He's buying a treadmill. He's buying a treadmill.
ちょっとあそこ。じゃあ俺も同じとこ。あ、いい。
Stop it.
いや、何しろ練習しろの一点張りでしょ。せめて漫画を読みながら練習できるようにしたいな。違う、マウスじゃない。
What is it? A cigarette?
うるせえな。
これ。
うっかり吸わねえようにな。
ミキじゃないですか。
What's Rikishi? Manga thing.
減量のために水の一滴も飲むことを許さず、最後はリングの上で立ったまま息絶えた。立ったまま死なないでくださいね。
やめろ、演技でもね。
心動かされるものがありますね。
どこが？
僕だって負けませんよ。買う、絶対に。頑張れ王子、頑張れ王子。うってんだお前ら。2回でやれ、2回で。
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so funny.
ペース走の距離が倍になってんだけど、ビルドアップの方も結構上がってんな。個人別に考えてある。
ビルドアップ走ってつまりスピード練習ってことだろ。それって疲労度が高いし足に負担がかかるんだよな。
He did research.
体壊したら元も子もないですよ。
確かにユキの言う通りだ。まだ増やすの？
聞いてたのか、ユキの話を。
やりましょう。時間がもったいない。よし、2組に分かれるぞ。いけるいける、まだいけるぞ王子。いけるってどこへいけるというのか。
I feel that Prince is me. What are you thinking, Haiji?
夜ジョグ行きますか。ああ、
今日は練習で目いっぱいでしたから。
それじゃあ本練習を増やしても限界でしょ。集まってるんですか？バチバチ。でもこんな疲れた状態じゃ勧誘なんて。気をつけろ。帰るまでが練習だ。
うちに帰るまでが遠足ですってな。
続けましょう。せっかく始めたことなんだから。
飛ばしますね彼。
湯船も地獄だってると思うが、ニコちゃん先輩無理してるぞ。かけるがそそのかしてる。ええやつにできるって言われたらその気にもなるんだろう。俺は危険だと思う。
Okay.
早くないっすか？ちゃんと食ってます？
食ってるよ。吸わなく
No,
なっ
he
て
did not.
飯がうまいうまい。
筋肉を休ませるのも重要なメニューだぞ。大丈夫です。この1ヶ月十分休ませ。双子から聞いたんだけど、ルームランナー探してるんだって。
Did he actually buy it or not?
お前早く言えよ。
Did he buy it?
ましたね、おじさん。
Did he buy it? Okay. He didn't.
今納屋に突っ込んであってスイッチオン。早い。ゆめちゃん無理。すげえ。
Well, you're the one that wanted them to practice more. What the heck? Kakeru.
14分50秒02。
鬼早。
オッケー。ジョージ諦めるな。抜けるぞ抜けるぞ。そんなわけないと思うんだけど。
でも
それじゃあ2週間前と全然変わってない。
You need to let your body rest.
今度はちゃんと測って。かける。メニューは守れ。それに花ちゃんはちゃんと測ってる。お前は次の記録会に出なくていい。 公認記録の出ていないメンバーだけで出場する。走れば調子は戻ります。無駄だ。お前は今自分自身が見えていない。そもそも俺たちは箱根に照準を絞ってこの1年を全部無駄にしろって言うんですか？記録が全てなのか？は？お前の望む走りとはスピードだけを求め、遅れるものを置き去りにするような走りなのか？あの人たちに合わせてなーなーで走ってたって速くなんか。なーなーで走ってる者はここにはいない。気づけよかける。速さを追い求めるばかりじゃダメなんだ。そんなのは。
Is that what he tried to do and he got injured?
失礼します。かける。話はまだ。王子さん、メンバーから外れてもらえますか？お願いします。チームのために。
What the heck? Now you just pissing me off. What the freak is up with this boy, man? Like, at first it was Haji that pissed me off, and now it's him that's pissing me off. Like, what the heck is wrong? Haji, I'm like, no, I'm okay with him. I love him, you know, like everything. I was just like, why are you blackmailing people to run the Hakone Kingdom? But at this point, excuse me, at this point right here, every one of them is like giving it the all. And then you have the nerve to say, will you quit the team if you run it at the same time? Like next week, I'm like, yo, the guy went and, well, he didn't buy it, but he was actually trying to buy a treadmill so that he can run. And now you, like, what the freak? So what if he even, like, what if he quit the team? Aren't you supposed to have like a certain number of people to run the Hakone Ekiden? So if he quit the team, where are you gonna find a replacement? Like, yo, boy. He's only focused on running the fastest. But you the one that said that if everybody else is not at that, you know, is not running the what is this, something under 60-minute or something or other, that it's not gonna work. So instead of trying to help the others increase their speed and everything, you just like going off by yourself and running, try to like decrease your time, whatever, trying to improve yourself by yourself. And then you did that for like 2 weeks, and then your time is still not, it didn't change at all. Haji told him, like, you need to like rest. Your muscles need to rest, and he's not doing that. And if your muscles don't rest, at least that I know, that like, don't just like, what's it called? Don't just exercise like all the time. Like muscle training, at least I know, like in muscle training, that you're supposed to do it first, and then like give it a rest to let your muscles like sort of like heal a little bit or something or other before you actually continue to do that. But he's like, I don't need to let my muscles rest, and let me just keep running. And now your time is not improving. So now you're trying to blame it on Hana. That was anyway on Hana. Like, had to step in. I'm like, boy, stop it. Is that his version of leading the team? Because that's what Fujioka asked him. Try to lead the team with Haichi. That you're not doing well, boy. Like, you're not doing well at all. He also said something that I'm like, yo, did you just say that? What did he say? Yeah, they're half-assed running. I'm like, you could. First of all, you didn't get to the level that you are just like that. You had to start somewhere, and they are starting like right now, except for Nico-chan that used to run, but Oh, well, whatever. But them taking the running seriously started not that long ago, so you can't expect them to be at the level that you at in such a short amount of time. Like, help them do better. Don't just like leave them behind and do things by yourself and then come back and criticize them for what they are doing. I know that when they're like around, like after they did the track meet and then they came back, he ran off by himself, right? And the others came back before him, and then they were eating and, you know, laughing, taking it easy and all that. And he's like, he's seeing that as them slacking off, which is not the case. Even if they were slacking off, they need to let out some steam, man. They need to like like they saw the difference between them and the others that were running. So now they're trying to assimilate that and then try to do what they can to make themselves better. But he's looking at them like they're not doing enough. They should be doing more. But not everyone is, you know, has the athletic body or prowess or whatever that you have. It's pissing me off. Now that I said all that, I don't even know what else to talk about. I just needed to vent my anger a little bit. And then when Nico-chan and him were talking, and then he's like, when he used to run, whenever it was, their coach told him to like to stop, to quit running because it's not for him. And that the fact that they did this track meet to have that feeling back again, it was something that like he really loved. And then when Kakeru told him you can do it, I'm like, I also was thinking that yeah, you can do it. Like, just because that dude told you to quit doesn't mean you have to. Maybe you're not as, you don't have like the, what am I trying to say? The aptitude, the athletic build, whatever that you need to run ahead at the level that great runners do, but that shouldn't still stop you from wanting to run. So when Kakeru told him like you can do it, I'm like, yeah, you can do it. And then when Yuki mentioned the fact that like he was also listening on the conversation, right? So when Yuki also listened to that, and then when him and Haichi were in the sauna, and then he's like, with Nico-chan is pushing himself too hard, and that with Kakeru, who's a top runner, telling him that he can do it, he's probably doing way too much. And yeah, he is, like, he's not eating properly because he feels like he needs to lose weight and everything. And then like after he left the table, you can clearly see that he did not eat a lot. Like he only ate a little bit. And then he would step up on the scale. I don't know what the scale registered, but clearly it was not agreeing with him. So it's like, even though I agree with what Kakeru said, now it's sort of like having a negative influence sort of on Nico-chan, which I'm not liking. And then Yuki having heard that and hearing how much Nico-chan wants to run, I feel like that also pushed him to wanna sort of like make his dream come true. I feel like he respects Nico-chan a lot, so everything that affects him affects Yuki as well. So the fact that Nico wants to do this, wants to run, is sort of like pushing Yuki also wanted to run. So when the Haichi was coming up with this new training regimen, and then he's like, shouldn't we be doing this because it's gonna affect us negatively or something or other. And the others were looking at him like, oh. So he also is getting into it. He wants to do it like properly. So after all of this, and then you have Kakeru just let me not get back into it because I'm gonna get mad again. Like he pissed me off, man. He pissed me off this episode. I just remember when Shindo told the prince that his parents have a treadmill, and then they brought him in, and then he put it where his manga is, so he's like trying to reorder the mangas, and then those two, Joji and Jota, like they just started the treadmill. It started running at such a high speed, and I think the reason why Prince was able to run on that thing was because he had those mangas in his hands and he didn't want anything to happen to them. So he kept running fast. So I'm like, that's a great way to get him to improve his running, is by like sort of like threatening damage to those mangas, and he would be like, he would do anything to protect them. So I don't know. It's kind of funny. This episode made me laugh mostly because of Prince and Joji and Jota and all that. But then I'm like, I think of Kakeru, and then I'm like pissed. So yeah. IG. The way he went off on him in the kitchen, and the prince comes in, and he's like, "Are you fighting?" And then he's like, "If you don't do this, then will you quit the team?" Okay, I'm just stop here. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon. Or you can find Haikyuu, One with the Wind, episode 9, already uploaded there. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it right now. And you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.